will start with the chapter number 8, Cell, the basic unit of life. In the previous session, we have discussed the many concepts of cell and its related aspects. We just go in a brief revision what we have discussed in the previous session, and then we continue with the next topic. In the previous session, we have finished with what are unicellular organism, what are multicellular organism, how the multicellular organism or unicellular organism start their life, how multicellular organism forms from a single cell called zygote, who has discovered a cell, who has observed the first living cell, who has discovered the nucleus, and we have also discussed the cell theory that was proposed by Matthias Clayton and Theodore Schwann. Now today we have to learn we have to just see the overview of a cell. How the cell looks like, what are the main components they are present in any cell. Okay, so today we have to discuss this overview of a cell. For easy understanding, I divide the cell into main three parts. These are the three basic parts, they are present in any cell. The first part of a cell, like see over here, the first part, that is its boundary. Okay, or you can say more specifically, you can say that envelope in a scientific language. Okay, second component which is found in a cell is a nucleus. This is the second component what you can find into a cell. And the third component that you find in a cell is cytoplasm. Any cell, you consider the any cell, this cell, they contain basic envelope, means the boundary surrounding to it, nucleus, okay, and the third one is a cytoplasm. Let's discuss one by one so it's easy for you to understand it. Okay, starting with first, what is an envelope? You know that the cell that is covered by a boundary. This boundary is also called as cell envelope. Okay, so envelope means that is surrounded to a cell, or it forms a boundary of a cell. This is called as envelope. Like suppose this is a cell, so cell is surrounded by an envelope or boundary. Okay, based on different types of a cell, the boundary may be of different types. Okay, like you can see that if it is a plant cell, okay, then the plant cell has two boundaries in them. The first boundary, that is the outermost, it's called as, okay, the first one, that is the outermost, is called as cell wall, and the second one, it's called as cell membrane. Okay, so these are the two boundaries which are found in a plant cell. Okay, suppose if you consider the another one, okay, that is an animal cell. So animal cell has only one layer or one boundary surrounding to it, and that is cell membrane. There is a single layer around them, that what we call it as cell membrane. Okay, so that animal cell only contains the cell membrane. And third, when you are talking about the bacterial cell has three boundaries around it. The first, that is the outermost, starting with innermost. The innermost one, it's called as cell membrane. The middle one, it's called as cell wall, and the third one, the outermost, it's called as capsule. Okay, that's called as capsule. That indicates that the cell membrane is present in all, whether it's a plant cell or it's a animal cell or bacterial cell, all possess a cell membrane. Okay, so the innermost layer, suppose assume that this is the innermost layer. This innermost layer is called as cell membrane. Okay, so cell membrane is present in animal cell, it is also present in plant cell, and it is also present in bacterial cell. Okay, now if you consider the plant cell has a two membrane. The outer one is cell wall, the inner one is cell membrane. So this is a cell membrane. So this plant cell, if it is a plant cell, then plant cell contains the two boundaries surrounding to it. These are the two boundaries surrounding to it. Okay, the inner one is cell membrane, the outer one is called as, so I write over here, the outer one is called as cell wall. What it is called as? Cell wall. The outer one is called as cell wall. Okay, now if it is a bacterial cell, so bacterial cell has a three boundary. The inner one is cell membrane, the middle one is cell wall, and the outermost, this is the third, the outermost layer you can find inner cell. This is called as, it's a capsule. What it is called as? Capsule. So these are the three layers which are found in a cell, the unit of life. So how many membrane they are surrounding to it? Three membrane. Cell membrane, cell wall, capsule. In which case? Bacterial cell. Plant cell has how many layers surrounding to them? Cell membrane inner one, cell wall is outer one. And how many layers are surrounded to animal cell? Animal cell has just a single layer, and this is called as cell membrane. It's called as cell membrane. So that's all about the first component of a cell, envelope, boundary. Okay, I again repeat just in a brief. Animal cell has only one layer or one envelope. Plant cell has two envelopes surrounding to it, and the bacterial cell has the three envelopes surrounding to it. Okay, which envelope surrounding to an animal cell? Cell membrane. Which envelope surrounding to a plant cell? The outer is cell wall and the inner is cell membrane. And which envelope surrounding to a bacterial cell? The outermost one is capsule, middle is cell wall, innermost is cell membrane. That indicates that in any of the cell, the innermost membrane is cell membrane, but the outer membrane gets changed. In case of bacterial cell, the outer membrane is capsule. In case of plant cell, it's a cell wall, and in case of animal cell, that is only one membrane. You consider it as outer or inner. That is the same one. Okay, so that's all about the first component, envelope. Okay, apart from that, the middle of a cell, this is the middle of a cell, it contains a dark stained portion, okay, which can be stained. Okay, it is a dense portion, usually spherical in shape. A dense portion, usually spherical in shape, generally found in the center of a cell. This is called as nucleus. What it can also be called as? It's called as nucleus. Okay, so the nucleus that is present in the center of a cell. What it contains? It contains the genetic material. Okay, it contains the genetic material. We are calling this genetic material as a DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. The full form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. The DNA that is present in the center of a cell, or you can say that is present in the nucleus. It is the unit of heredity that carries the information. It acts as a control center, and so it controls the activities which are happening within a cell. Okay, so that's all about the nucleus. So what the nucleus contains? Nucleus contains DNA, and that DNA is organized into a chromosome, and it has the information that is responsible for controlling or processing the activities within a cell. Now, the third component, so we have finished also second part of a cell, nucleus. The third part, that is a cytoplasm. So what is a cytoplasm? Cytoplasm, that is anything which is present between a nucleus and cell membrane. This is the inner one. Okay, that is called as cytoplasm. See, this is a cytoplasm. Anything that is present between nucleus and cell membrane, that is called as a cytoplasm. Okay, this cytoplasm actually it's made up of two words, cyto and plasm. Plasm means plasma, a fluid, and cyto means a cell. Okay, so the fluid which is present in the cell, it's called as a cytoplasm. It is a jelly-like structure. It's a jelly-like, okay, where most of the biochemical reactions of the cell takes place. Okay, so the biochemical reactions and the metabolic activities that takes place within a cytoplasm. Okay, this cytoplasm also contains a different types of organelles. We will see which are the organelles you can find in a cytoplasm. But before I proceed, I again repeat, the cell, any cell that contains three parts, envelope, nucleus, cytoplasm. Okay, envelope means a boundary. Depends on the type of a cell, different numbers of boundary and different types of boundary are present. Like plant cell has two boundary, outer is cell wall, inner is cell membrane. Animal cell has only one boundary, cell membrane. Bacterial cell has three boundaries, outermost capsule, middle is cell wall, innermost is cell membrane. That's about an envelope. Nucleus, that is a dense component usually found in the center of a cell called as nucleus. What it contains? It contains DNA. Okay. Next, anything which is present between nucleus and the cell membrane, this is called as cytoplasm, where a metabolic reactions takes place or biochemical reactions takes place. It also includes organelles. It also includes organelles. Clear? Now we move ahead. Which are the organelles usually found? Here, in a different types of a cell. Now see, cytoplasm of a cell. Cytoplasm of a cell, it contains organelles. Okay, but depending on the type of a cell, there are two types of organelles found in a cell. Okay, first is membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles, they are present in a cell. Second one is non-membrane bound organelles. Okay, the name itself is explanatory. Membrane bound organelles means these organelles are surrounded by membrane, and non-membrane bound organelles, that means they are not surrounded or covered by membrane. So that's why they are called as non-membrane bound organelles. I just listing out the names of membrane and non-membrane bound organelle, and you have to remember it thoroughly. So which are the membrane bound organelles? The membrane bound organelles are, first, endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, shortly called as ER. This is the membrane bound organelle. Second one is Golgi apparatus. Third one is lysosome. Fourth one is vacuole. Fifth one is mitochondria, and the sixth one is microbodies. Okay, these all are membrane bound organelles. Which are the membrane bound organelles? The membrane bound organelles are endoplasmic reticulum, ER, Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, lysosome, vacuole, mitochondria and microbodies. These all are membrane bound organelles. Okay, these membrane bound organelles remember they are found in, okay, the membrane bound organelles are found in eukaryotic cell. Okay, where it is found? It's found in eukaryotic cell. What is the meaning of eukaryotic cell? That we will discuss later on. Okay, in the next session we will discuss what is the meaning of this eukaryotic cell. Okay, now the non-membrane bound organelles. Non-membrane means they are not covered by a membrane, and one of the non-membrane bound organelle, okay, that is ribosome. Okay, the ribosome is a non-membrane bound organelle. Okay, this non-membrane bound organelle is found in eukaryotic cell as well as it is also present in prokaryotic cell. Okay, so the membrane bound organelles, membrane bound organelles are found in eukaryotic cell. Non-membrane bound organelles, they are found in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Okay, so this is the difference between membrane bound and non-membrane bound organelles, and it is listed out. Another non-membrane bound organelle is centriole. This is again a non-membrane bound organelle, but the centriole is a non-membrane bound organelle, but it is only found in animal cell. It's only found in animal cell. Okay, it is a non-membrane bound organelle, a centriole. Okay, ribosome usually present in cytoplasm, but they are also present in the wall of or in the boundary of mitochondria, chloroplast. Okay, they are also present in the boundary of mitochondria and the chloroplast, but the chloroplast is only found in plant cell. It is not found in animal or you can say a bacterial cell. Okay, so these are the non-membrane bound organelles. I repeat, which are membrane bound organelles? Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosome, vacuole, mitochondria, microbodies. These are membrane bound organelles, and membrane bound organelles are only present in eukaryotic cell. Second, non-membrane bound organelles, they are not covered by membrane and they are present in both eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. So which are the non-membrane bound organelles? First, ribosomes. Ribosomes are usually found in cytoplasm, but it can also be found in the boundary of chloroplast and mitochondria. Second is centriole. It is again a non-membrane bound organelle, but it is only found in animal cell. Okay, so that's all about what the cytoplasm contains, or the cytoplasm contains which different types of organelles. Okay, so that's about the overview of a cell. Okay, now one more also thing, we also have to discuss what is the size, shape and the functions of a cell. There are different size and shapes of cell are present. Okay, so we start first, what is the size of a cell? Okay, there are lots of different types of cells, but we cannot discuss all the types of cells over here because we are discussing just overview. We will discuss different types of a cell, different types of plants, bacterial and animal cell in somewhat different session. But here just we will see what is the usual size of a cell. Cells are usually microscopic in size, which cannot be seen through a naked eyes. But what is the exact size of a cell? Okay, so here I just list out what is the exact size, and we cannot discuss all the cells, but we discuss which is the smallest cell and which is the largest cell. Okay, so starting with first, the smallest cell. Okay, so the smallest cell that exists is mycoplasma. Okay, the smallest cell which exists is the mycoplasma, which is about 0.3 micrometer in size. This is the size of a smallest cell which exists in the world. Okay, this is the mycoplasma. Next, what is the size of bacterial cell? Because many are saying that bacteria is the smaller one or it is the smallest one, but they are not the smallest one. So let's discuss what's the size of bacterial cell. Usually size of this bacterial cell is 3 to 5 micrometer. Okay, this is the size of a bacterial cell. Okay, so which is the smallest cell? The smallest cell is mycoplasma. And which is the what is the size of bacterial cell? Bacterial cell is 3 to 5 micrometer in size. Now which is the largest cell? Largest known cell. Okay, so the largest cell is, or single largest cell is egg of ostrich. This is the single largest cell which exists. Egg of ostrich, it is the largest cell. Okay, so that is about the smallest cell and the largest cell. But we have a question, which is the smallest and largest cell in human? In a human, which is the smallest and largest cell that exists? So here the smallest cell in human being, the smallest cell which is present in the human being is RBC, means red blood cell. This is the smallest cell which exists in the human being. Okay, and the longest cell which exists in the human being is neuron, or you can also call it as nerve cell. This is the longest cell which exists. Okay, so that is about the size of a cell. Okay, usually the RBCs is 7 micrometer in size or 5 to 7 micrometer in size, and the neuron is a very long one. Okay, so that is about the size of a cell. I again repeat, the smallest cell exists in the world is mycoplasma, which is about 0.3 micrometer in size. The largest cell which exists in the world is the egg of ostrich. It is the single largest cell which is known. Now what is the size of bacterial cell? It is not the smallest one, but yes, it is small. It is 3 to 5 micrometer in size. Similarly, in human, the smallest cell is a RBC, red blood cell, which is 7 micrometer in size, and the longest cell is a neuron, or it's a nerve cell. That is about the size of a cell. Now regarding the shape of a cell, what are the different shapes? Usually cell, what I have drawn, it's a spherical in shape, but it may be also a oblong, it may also be a oval, it may also be a polygonal, or it may also be a disc-like, or it may also like a thread-like. These are the different shapes of a cell. It may be polygonal, it may be disc-like, it may be thread-like, it may be a circular, or it may be a, you can say that oval, oblong, or it may be a oval. So these are the different shapes of cell. So today just we have seen overview of a cell. What the cell contains: envelope, nucleus, and cytoplasm. Envelope may vary, depends on the type of a cell, like bacterial cell, animal cell, or you can say that a plant cell. Cytoplasm contains the organelles, two types of organelles, membrane bound and non-membrane bound. The membrane bound organelles are ER, Golgi body, mitochondria, lysosome, vacuole, microbodies. They are only found in eukaryotic cell. They are absent in prokaryotic cell. Whereas non-membrane bound organelle, ribosome, is present in both eukaryotic as well as prokaryotic cell. Centriole is a non-membrane bound organelle, but it is only found in animal cell. And these are regarding the size of a cell. So we keep this much today. In the next session, we will see what is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Okay, so in the next, we will learn the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.